This is Dolynny TV, guys. A big welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers Chats here on the channel. Guys, if you missed last time talking about the Oilers, I was talking about Mikko Koskinen being the new starter in Edmonton. Don't quote me on this video. Go watch the other video and go make sure you give me your opinion, because I think I made some very valid points. There's some very upset people with me, but I think everything is within the means of the team at this point in that video. So guys, definitely go check that out. But today we've got a lot of discussion to get to, that is for sure. Tobias Rieder, you know what? Guy has been absolutely phenomenal for us to start this year. And I mean, yes, sure, he hasn't had the goal production that many fans, I would say, probably expected out of him. But Tobias Rieder has been that quiet guy who's worked his way up to the second line, and he's been playing up there beautifully with Draisaitl most of the year. Things have been switched up recently with Draisaitl back on the first line a lot. But for Tobias Rieder, 7 assists on the year. He's an even 0 in the plus-minus category, only has 2 penalty minutes against him, has 2 power play points, and 33 shots. So eventually it's going to click, but not anytime soon. Not for at least the next month. Tobias Rieder, we knew he was probably going to be out for a little bit, but he's out for a month with an injury. So that's a very big blow for the Edmonton Oilers on a team that's desperate for second-line help. But they're going to get a little bit of a replacement here out of the AHL, a guy in Patrick Russell, who's been phenomenal for Bakersfield in not so much goal scoring, assist scoring, anything like that wise, just phenomenal in blooming, right? And that's exactly what the Edmonton Journal here, the article I'm reading, says is Edmonton Oilers recall late blooming Patrick Russell. So Patrick Russell is a guy who played in the NCHC college hockey, St. Cloud State, and then got on with the Oilers in 2016-17 in Bakersfield, put up 17 points. Last season put up 27 points, but now the big thing is, here in his 25-year-old season, is putting up 9 points in 11 games. So not exactly the guy I would have pegged to probably be coming up in terms of from the AHL, but the other guy that you really got to look at is already up here, right? You've got Cooper Marody up here, and that's kind of what I'm thinking, is Cooper Marody is going to be the guy that fills in and suits into that lineup spot for Tobias Rieder. He's going to be that second line guy, or they're going to move Lucic up. God, I hope they don't move Lucic up. That would just be an absolute train wreck. But if they move up Marody to the second line, he's played 2 games, got hurt, got sent down, played another game in the AHL, all that good jazz, right? He's got, I believe, I'll pull up the stat right here for you. He's got 10 points in 7 games in the AHL this season, 7 assists, 3 goals. So he's been more than valuable down there in the AHL, 21 years old. It's time to just kind of see what this kid has, right? See if he can play some big hockey for us like he did in the Big Ten with the University of Michigan, where he put up 51 points in 40 games, 15 points in 18 games in 16-17, and how about 24 and 32 as a rookie in the Big Ten in 15-16. So you gotta hope that he's going to do anything, something for us on the second line. Like I said, worst case scenario is you put Lucic there. So Cooper Marody is going to be hopefully my second line lock against Calgary on Saturday, a game I'm going to, a game I'm very excited to watch, that is for sure. But scratch that, we're not exactly talking all about Marody here. We are talking about Patrick Russell. And what do you need to know about Patrick Russell? Well, like I said, 17 points in 16-17, 27 in 17-18, and 9 in 11 games in 18-19. He's been all over the place kind of in his career, a lot in Denmark, then moved to the USHL, then to the NCAA, and now he just continues to kind of get everything done in terms of his career, right? Late blooming like the Edmonton Journal marked him as, and it looks very good. And one thing I want to point out, one thing I really like going to is reading the takes and kind of seeing what's going to happen. So the one thing David Staples mentions here in his article about Tobias Rieder being out and Mr. Patrick Russell getting the call up is that Rieder will be missed not only on his strong two-way play, but it will be interesting kind of to see, these are his words, to see who the Oilers use in his place on the penalty kill. So that's the big thing, right? Two-way game out of Tobias Rieder, the penalty kill, even strength, it's a big challenge. And I don't know who you would throw out there. I guess You just kind of have to throw a couple of guys out there and see who's having a hot hand on the penalty kill. But that's a very, very, very dangerous way to operate in terms of how you want to operate your penalty kill. You can't just throw, hey, Jujar, you're going over. Hey, Cassian, you're going over. Brodziak, you're going over. Hey, Nuge, you're going over. McDavid, you're going over. If you're just sending everybody over the boards randomly and stupidly, it's not going to work. And that's kind of my concern, right? I've already voiced concern. I've already asked for Todd McLellan on Twitter to be fired from his head coaching duties of the Edmonton Oilers. So you can kind of see where my confidence is in the coaching staff to kind of figure out what they're going to do with the penalty kill. God, I hope they figure it out. But like I said, there is a lot more concern with who's going to play on that second line. Please, please do not be Lucic. We cannot afford that. We already saw how that worked out to start the year. It was an absolute horror show other than the first game. So you gotta hope, you gotta pray that it's somebody other than Lucic on that second line. Like I said, my vote's to Cooper Marody. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully. Patrick Russell, let's get back to him quickly for a few minutes here. Patrick Russell, like I said, he's a kid from Denmark. He's earned his way to the NHL. He has done everything he can to make the NHL. He now gets his crack, and realistically, he's probably going to be a third line, fourth line guy. That's a tough way to make a living in the NHL, especially when you're breaking in at 25 years old. But if Patrick Russell can really leave a good permanent impression on this Oilers staff, maybe we start talking about those old rumors from the first 7-8 games of the season. You remember what rumors I'm talking about? Those Zach Kassian wants out. Zach Kassian asked to be traded. The Oilers have asked Zach Kassian if he wants to be traded. Well, guess what? I think if Patrick Russell can come in and make up a little bit of their minds, you know what? I think they can really do something a little bit different here and go with Patrick Russell if he shows and proves he can stay. If not, he'll continue to be an excellent farmhand in Bakersfield and really show us what he can do down there, and that's not a bad thing, right? Is having a guy in Bakersfield that you can shuttle up, who's experienced in terms of hockey, not so much in terms of NHL experience, but in terms of hockey, right? Being at 25 years old, he's played a lot of years at pro, right? 3 years in the AHL so far. Yes, only 11 games this season, but don't knock it too much, especially with those 9 points. So Patrick Russell could force some very good opinions to be made about him here in the NHL. If he gets some good playing time on the fourth line, he's probably going to be that extra forward, but I mean, we've seen Kazi and Jujar be scratched already this season, so who knows what's going to happen in terms of this Edmonton Oilers roster heading into Saturday's game against the Calgary Flames. And I guess right now I have a little bit of extra time. I will talk about that, guys. If you're looking to come meet me, or if you're looking to come say hi, or you're going to the game and you just want to say you're going to the game, let me know in the comments section below. I'm going to the game at the Scotiabank Saddle Dome here on November 17th. Oilers versus Flames, Battle of Alberta, first friggin' Pacific Division game for the Oilers this season. So I'm kind of setting myself up for a good one, right? And I'm really excited to go see Nuge, McDavid, Ratty, Draisaitl, those top 4 guys. Like, those guys really get me excited when I talk about the Oilers offense. Defensively, you guys, going back to my Mikko Koskinen video, you've seen what I was looking for defensively. Competence. That's the key word. Competence on the defensive end is all I care about. And realistically, I'm going to go see what Todd McLellan's looking like as an NHL coach in person on Saturday night. Hockey Night in Canada game, that's going to be phenomenal. I haven't been to one of those in a year and a half. Yeah, it's been a lot of seasons since I last really was able to catch a Hockey Night in Canada game, so I'm hoping that it's an electric building. I'm going to be wearing my Oilers jersey, probably going to get my butt handed to me in the parking lot. I'm not giving the Flames fans too much credit for being friendly. Made a lot of friends with them at work. Don't mind me. I'm doing my due diligence down here in southern Alberta for you guys. But yeah, so hopefully it's a great game, and hopefully the Oilers show and prove exactly what they need to do, especially if Cooper Marody's on that second line. Patrick Russell, I'd love to see him in the lineup and get some hits in, get some energy going, and maybe get that fourth line producing some goals. What would you say? That would be huge. Patrick Russell is producing 9 points in 11 games. He'd be a, maybe translate it to 4 points in 10 games kind of NHL player. I would take that. I would take that all the way in terms of production in the NHL for Patrick Russell. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's edition of the Edmonton Oilers Chats here on Dolynny TV. I'm Tyson. As always, I will catch you guys in the next one.